Hey guys, welcome back to Delaware Acre. I have yet another one of these giant Illinois squash that is just not storing well. So I am just going to preserve it up. And actually, it seems a little redundant because I had so many of these out of the garden this year, but they're actually kind of fun to cut up like this and preserve. Aside from just the monotonous task of just peeling and chopping this giant fruit, it's not it doesn't, it's a little tedious, but at the same time it's kind of nice because you can just either throw on a podcast and listen and get your work done, or you can still have a conversation with someone in the background, which I took the sound out of this because my family's in the background and it's evening time and we're all in the same space, and it actually was not too bad, just tedious to go through this giant piece of fruit and have to preserve yet another one up. I really thought that I would be able to just kind of store these in the house and do them, kind of preserve them a little bit later in the winter when it's cold and I don't want to go outside and I want to have my oven and my stove and my roasters all going. But it is what it is, and I just needed to get this preserved up. So I peeled it and chopped it. And here we are, just doing that, and it looks kind of cool when you go back to edit the video, because it's a time lapse, so it's so much faster than it really went. And yeah, a little ASMR, I guess it's called, coming up here. At this point, my bowls were getting pretty full, and yeah, I just was kind of patting it in there, stuffing it in there, trying to make it work in these two bowls, and it was getting a little frustrating, but I ended up fitting everything in there, and yeah, these, for size-wise, this is how big they are. So I decided to can the squash. I am running out of room in my freezer with pureed squash, so checking my the rims, not the rings, the rims of my jars, just to make sure there's no nicks or scratches or anything that would impede my seal. But yeah, I need to can this up because my freezer is filling up very quickly. These squash were absolutely gigantic, and I think if I did the math right, it's close to 50 pounds of squash. So I am getting these canned up into quart, and I have some pint jars back there too, but I think I only ended up doing about half of this because this is several trips through my pressure canner, and that would be a very long day. I ended up putting the rest of that green bowl and the entire stainless steel bowl into my 22 quart roaster and did something different with that. I double checked the canning book that I used, the Ball Complete Book of Preservation or Canning. Anywho, you're supposed to apparently boil your squash for 2 minutes prior to canning, putting into your jar. So I dumped them into these pots and I went ahead and boiled them for 2 minutes and then recanned them back up. And of note, you're not supposed to use the same liquid that you boiled them with to use as liquid in the jars when you can them. You're supposed to use fresh boiling water. All right, and 90 minutes later, at 11 pounds of pressure, I have 7 quart jars that are able to hang out on my pantry shelf, and I don't have to use space in my freezer to store them. And yeah, it went well this time. I think I'm finally getting the hang of, releasing the pressure and letting it come down to room temperature much slower. I think that's helping with my siphoning. But yeah, much smoother canning session this time, and yeah, it's beautiful orange color there. Looks really pretty sitting on the pantry shelf. And yeah, the rest of this squash that went into the roaster, I am still editing that video, and we will see what I end up doing with that. And yeah, so thanks for watching yet another squash preservation video. But I had a lot of squash, and they're really fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I hope you're well. Take care. Bye.